Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Rachel is a freshman here at University of Idaho
Mm-hmm.
and part of our social media staff.
Yeah.
Tell us about your time here with the University of Idaho Esports.
Yeah. I originally joined esports because I wanted a work-study job, and it sounded like the most fun. I was right. And I applied before the school year started over in the summer, and then I came and interviewed like the first week of school, something like that. And you loved me, I guess, and here I am, and I still work here. It's a blast. I mean, I love the environment and the community and the freedom to kind of explore with social media and figure out what works and what doesn't without like huge repercussions looming over your head. It's like you kind of just have the freedom to figure out how it works in your own way.
Yeah.
And I think that allows for a lot of creativity, but also it's like a freedom to be allowed to experiment and to figure it out rather than someone explaining it to you. I don't know. I learn a lot better through doing things.
Okay,
And so I think getting thrown in the deep end a little bit, because I had never done social media before, was probably the best thing that could have happened.
Explain what exactly we have you doing with social media.
So as of right now, I mostly post on Instagram, and I used to cover Street Fighter, and I covered the season beginning of the semester until it ended. And that was just Daniel and the games, and we did a whole bunch of like skits, and we did some dancing. It was crazy. And then now I think I'm pivoting towards the main account, and I'd love to also explore our documentary series idea that we're kind of developing. Yeah.
What's one of the coolest things that you've had the chance to do as a social media person here?
Probably either wandering the Pitman and getting to meet a whole bunch of cool different people like Blaine Eccles, or Dean was also really cool to meet. I really enjoyed playing, what was it? What did we play during VGC? Was it Smash Bros?
Oh, yeah.
I think that I found that one the most fun. And that was a lot of fun. I think just the opportunity to meet people that I wouldn't otherwise have the chance to meet, especially who have important roles through the university. I really enjoy that.
And that was Dan Ewert that you were paired with for that.
Yeah, that's right. He's the director of the IT department.
So you've met cool people like Dan and Blaine. Anybody else cool that you've met?
President Green.
So
I've
how
met
did that
President
happen?
Green. We were at a basketball game, and we were there to announce that we won Counter-Strike, was it? And League. The second game we went to, and President Green happened to be there, and you spotted him in the audience, you pointed him out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go say hi. And miraculously, he was down on the court, and as he was walking up, I kind of intersected him. I was like, hey, I'd love it if you'd be in a video if you were willing. Like, what do you think? And he was completely down for it. And I ended up getting him to dance to Taylor Swift. And that was really funny. Yeah, I probably won't ever forget it.
Yeah, fantastic guy. Love him. He's a great president.
Yeah, he was extremely nice when I met him. Like, way more friendly than I anticipated. He was just entirely willing to, like, I was like, you want to be in a video? And before I think I even pitched it, he was like, yeah. When do you want to do it? Like, halftime? He was like, it was crazy how willing he was. He was just like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What's your major?
I'm majoring in architecture, and I'm working on a minor in art. I enjoy learning. I'd always known college was for me. I mean, my parents had always said that I was going when I was younger. They're like, yeah, like, it's not a debate. You're going to college, because none of my parents went, neither of them. They knew they could have gotten a lot farther if they did go. And so, you know, they had kids. I was the oldest. It was never a question, and I think from a really young age, kind of just accepted it, and I was like, okay, sure. And as I got older, I never doubted it. I was always like, yeah, I'm going to college. I do enjoy school and I enjoy learning, especially when you get to pick what you learn. It makes the difference. And it kind of just, everything fell together really nicely. I applied to only University of Idaho and Boise State, got accepted by both, ended up picking University of Idaho because Boise State doesn't have an architecture program, and I kind of had an inkling that's what I wanted to do. And so I came here, and my original major that I came into school declared was Virtual Technology and Design, VTD,
Okay.
and I went through the first 8 weeks of those classes and very quickly learned it was not for me. And I was also taking an architecture class during that time, and I went, yeah, this is great, I really enjoy it, let's see where this goes, and I switched my major to architecture, and I don't think I'd switch it to anything else. Pretty happy.
You're also in a sorority?
I am, yeah, I'm in Kappa Delta. And it's definitely enriched my social life. I really enjoy getting to live with all of these girls. It's funny because we call each other sisters, and when you first join the house, you're like, I'm living with 50 strangers. And you can only live with people for so long, you know, eating every meal together, you share a bathroom. It's like, They kind of do feel like sisters, like actual sisters. I have siblings at home. That deep connection couldn't really be truly rivaled, but I think this is as close as I could have ever gotten. I adore my roommates, and I've like made lifelong friends through there that no matter what happens in the future, I will always have these friends, and I'm extremely grateful for that.
So you're this interesting collection of being in a sorority, and you're an architecture student, and somehow you ended up doing social media for an esports program.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how it all happened, but I tend to collect, we can say hobbies, I guess. Through high school, I ran the lighting and the tech for our plays and all of our musicals. I was like, hey, I know I'm interested in this. I love watching live productions. I'd love to be a part of them. I didn't want to act. I knew that right away. Just a reason I'm behind the camera. I run social media. I'm not, playing the games. And I did that all through high school, like as every opportunity they had. And I think I was one of the few students actually willing to do it semester after semester, because it was extremely time consuming. I mean, we met after school every single day for 2 hours for like 2 to 3 months, just rehearsing.
Yeah.
And then we had tech week, and it was like practically lived there, and then performances go through Saturday. I think that kind of led into social media because I had that background with kind of getting to look at a script, and at the end of it, I was piecing together, what sound effects were needed, and I was finding them and creating them and then pitching them to the director. And then, of course, during the play, I was hitting the play button for the sounds. And I think that really helped kind of with an eye for social media. I don't know if I'd say I'm extremely good at it, but it definitely gave me more of an inkling of what things should look like or how they should sound or timing-wise, like when things should happen. I think kind of accumulating all these little things I've done have more or less led to me being here.
I think you can see that in the posts and reels that you put together, the quality of work that you're doing. It comes through in the sense that you're piecing together, how do I tell a story of the person that's the protagonist in this? And even if it's a 20-second clip, how do we take Daniel and make him a superstar?
I definitely tried my best. First time I'd ever touched social media. So I even look back on the things I did last semester or the beginning of this semester, and I'm like, that's not all that great, which is crazy how much I guess then I've improved. If I can look back and see that difference, which I think also speaks to the future, is like, I'll just keep getting better. But
yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting because I don't look at my work and go, oh my God, this is a masterpiece. I'm like, it's okay.
But you're learning through the experiences that you're getting.
No, of course. And I think a lot of them are better than I imagine. Because I have ideas in my head, and of course, in your head, everything's kind of fuzzy and shiny and sparkly, and then in reality, nothing's ever perfect.
No.
But I think there's also a beauty in that. Definitely lots of experimenting with what works and what doesn't, and what is preferred on Instagram by like the audience. Definitely moved away from like image posts rather than reels very fast, because I think with the scrolling aspect of Instagram, reels just get so much more attention. It made no sense, and I learned that pretty fast, that's where my focus should be.
Are there observations that you would say you've picked up from what esports is like that you wouldn't have expected or is surprising?
Yeah, I was extremely surprised to walk into this environment and find that we're all adults, and college seems so scary, but everyone here is really nice, and like we all want to help each other, and we're all friendly, and it's like I've made some great friends through esports. People I would have never met or like even like thought of like walking to class. I would have never like looked at some of these people and been like, that's an amazing person, I need to know them. And now I do know them, and I'm like, never give them up. I think that it's talked about a lot, but at the same time not enough. The environment in esports is unrivaled. I don't think any other community on campus quite matches it, or is quite as welcoming and friendly. Like when you walk in, people walk up to you and they say hi, and they ask how you're doing and how your day's been, and if they haven't seen you in a while. There's not a single person here that hasn't come up to me and started a conversation just because. And I can't name any other experience or place I've been on campus where everybody is like so nice and wants to get to know you. And I think there's something really special about that.
Thank you, Rachel.
Of course.
Thank you for everything you do here. You are a huge part of what we're building as part of this program through our social media. And I think it's making a difference in the lives of a lot of our students and players.
I'm extremely glad to be a part of that difference. I think as a society, we all strive to be a part of something larger, and in a sense, esports has provided that space to kind of work towards a common goal.
Thanks.
It's a really cool environment here.
I'm glad you found that.
Yeah, it's
I'm glad this is the place for.
it's something I think so many people overlook, but it's like, I'm not going anywhere. I wouldn't even pick, I don't know.
I hope you're here through graduation.
I don't know how else to tell the people, like, come check it out. The lab's a super cool place.
We're doing some great things here.
Mhm.
I think having a very positive impact on a lot of students' lives.
For sure, for sure.